What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a pretty big PSA submission going out. I spent about $1,400 on these cards. Some really good stuff in here. I'm taking quite a bit of risk on these cards. I've noticed in my past submissions that I've had a really high gem rate, which is good, but at the same time I want to take a little more shots because a lot of times they work out, and the ones that do work out outweigh the ones that don't. So taking a few more risks here. We'll go over it with my pre-grades. But first and foremost, I do want to say thank you so much for the recent support. I hit like 6,000 views in my last video, so that's pretty crazy. Also, a lot of love on the Patreon, which is cool. I have my inventory tracker on there, which I will do a whole video on in the future. And then also I have my ebook for card grading and then some of the resources too. So go check that out if you haven't. It's like $5 a month for everything, or you can just buy each individual item in my shop too. So let's go over these cards and see what I expect to get on each one of them. So first up, we have this Paige Bueckers Ice Prism. I did gem one of these earlier on, like in my last video. I expected 9.5 on this one, which obviously PSA doesn't do half grades, only on occasion. I'm giving it a 9.5 just because I think it has a shot to either 9 or 10. And I just want to make that note to myself. So there's some like minor surface scratches on here, nothing too wild, but I could definitely see it getting a 9. But on the flip side, I could definitely see it getting a 10 also. So I think I'm going to just take my chances on this one. The back was pretty clean. So, you know, pretty big multiplier, about a $20 to $30 card raw. And I think I sold my other one for like $230 or something. So a good sale there. Next up, we have a Paige Bueckers WNBA Prism. These are going for like a grand and a 10. I think I bought this for $200. They're going for anywhere from like $140 to $200, $220 if they look like a clean copy. This one looks pretty centered, maybe a little bit OC. I'm expecting like a 9 on this one, maybe a 9.5 just because it's a little bit OC. And then also the back corner is kind of hard to tell, but it's not perfect back there. A little bit of whitening. And then just some minor surface marks on the back, which isn't that big of a deal, but I definitely can see it getting a 10. I think there's a strong chance. And again, like if I hit a 10 on this one and it goes for a grand, or, you know, in 4 months might be like $700, $800, that'd still be a huge profit. So definitely worth sending in. Next up, we have a bunch of like low-end Stephon Castle. Have this orange ice, bought for like 15 bucks. Probably gonna get a 9 on that one. This red, white, and blue looks really, really good actually. So expecting a 10 on this one. That's my pre-grade. I think that this one has a strong chance to gem. And, you know, they're doing like, I think over 200 now. I think I sold my other ones when I gemmed them before the season started for like 130-ish. But all this stuff has risen so much since they, you know, had a playoff run and everything. So they're currently playing the playoffs. They just lost last game. Wemby has a concussion. So we'll see how that turns out. But pretty cool card here, and yeah, nothing too crazy though. Next, we have 3 silver prisms. I just sold one for $700, which is pretty crazy. You see another one right there. That one's for the PC. But yeah, I sold one for $270 before the season started, and just sold one for $700. So his stuff is going crazy. I paid about $70 for each of these, 70 to 80. I have 2 pre-graded at a 9.5 and 1 at a 9, but again, the upside is just too massive where I got to take my chances. Again, even if the prices fall down to like 400, 500, it's still a pretty, you know, massive margin that's hard to come by. So I think I'm going to take my chances on these. They're a tough gem, but I think it's worth it. And these copies look pretty clean. So I could definitely see at least one of them gemming. That's my goal. But if 2 gem or all 3, I will be, you know, really, really happy. Next up, and there's Stephon Castle Mythical. I got a PSA 10 on exactly the Shohei one. That one unfortunately took a while to sell. He, you know, didn't play up to par for the first overall pick, but this Mythical looks pretty clean. There's a minor little scratch here, so I'm expecting a 9, but I've had graders overlook worse, so I'm just gonna send it and see what we get. I think I paid like a little over 100, maybe 130 for it, and they're doing, I think, around 400 in a 10. So nice card there. Love Stephon Castle cards. Made a lot of money on him so far. So next up, we have a Serenity Cooper Flagg. These have a really high gem rate. This one's a Ray Wave. I paid like 60 bucks for it. I think they're doing over 250, 300 right now. Next up, we have a Cam Ward Orange Prism. This one is out of like 249, I think. I stopped buying a lot of the new Prism just because Topps Chrome came out, and I have a feeling that in the future, like the prices for Prism is gonna fall a little bit. So holding off on like Jackson Dart prisms, all that kind of stuff. Maybe we'll start dabbling into some Topps Chrome. But this Cam Ward looks really, really clean, well centered. The surface is pretty much flawless in my opinion. On the back, there is a minor like print line going down the middle, which I'm not too worried about. Mostly on these like Chrome cards, Prism cards, the print lines don't weigh too much unless they're very thick. So I've gemmed, cards with way worse print lines. I'm expecting a 9.5 or 10 on this one. The corners look clean, everything. So this one should be good to go. Doing about 400 or so at a 10. So not huge margin. I think I paid like 140 for it. But, cool card there, pretty liquid. Next up, we have a Jaden Daniels Silver Prism. This one looks really, really clean. Again, really hard gem on these. They're doing about 900 to $1,000 at a 10. There's a small dimple right here. It's going to be kind of hard to see on camera, but small dimple, maybe it's right there actually. So take that into account for sure. But the back looked, really clean. There's no white corner, which this corner is always an issue on this year's Prism for 2024. So gonna take my chances on it. That dimple is really the only thing I saw that was wrong with the card. Expecting a 9 or 9.5 on it just because that dimple, but again, like I've gemmed cards with dimples before. That's not uncommon. So just gonna send it in, take my chance on that one. This Caleb Williams, I think it had a little small scratch on his jersey, but it really wasn't like deep or anything. Almost just looked like a print mark. So expecting a 9.5 or a 10 on this one. Well centered, looks really good. No whitening on the corners. So, that one I think has a strong chance. Next up, we just have a bunch of Ohtani cards, honestly. This one's pretty low end, like $10 maybe, should get a 10. Have 4 of these Strokes cards. They have a really high gem rate. I've already gemmed one of them. They're like 10 or $15, do about 100 and a 10. I'm expecting like maybe 2 or 3 10s and 1 9 on them. So nothing too crazy there, but could all see them gemming obviously. Next up, we have an X-Fractor. This one, it's a little bit OC left to right, I think. This year's Topps Chrome is kind of hard to like gauge with the centering. I've seen PSA 10s all over the place, so not really sure. The rest of the card looks really clean though. So hopefully we'll get a 10 on this one. We have an all etch, has a little scratch up by the E, I think, but YOLO with Ohtani, so I'm just gonna send it in. I think even in a 10 or even in a 9, it might like net me profit or break even. So we have a frame rate from black and white. The bottom edge here has some like whitening. I think that's just part, yeah. The bottom edge here just has some whitening, just because like the cut of the card is like a thicker card stock. I did gem this black and white base, so I've had some success with this set. I'm expecting a 9 on this one just because of that edge, but again, like maybe the grader will overlook it. It's not too bad. So again, anything Ohtani that has like a shot to gem, I'm just gonna send it at this point. And then we have these 2 blue sparkles. Could be argued that they're OC top to bottom, I guess, maybe, but we haven't had any copies graded yet. It's a new set, 2026 Heritage. Both of these, look really clean otherwise. I had one that had some surface imperfections, so I wound up selling it raw, but these one looks good, so I'm just going to send those in. Yeah, that's my order. I think we should do pretty well on it. Again, taking some chances, a lot of cards that I'm wishy-washy on, but I think have chances to get a 10. And that's the biggest takeaway. Like, obviously, if there's cards that you don't think are going to get a 10, it's not worth having your money tied up in them. But anything that has a good shot of, it's worth sending in, because PSA graders are all over the place sometimes. I've cracked cards before that I've gotten a 9 or even a 6 and got a 10 on them after. We're just gonna see what we get on these. I think we'll do pretty well as long as like one of our big cards like the Stephon Castle, Paige Bueckers, or Jaden Daniels hit. We should be set pretty well because a lot of the mid-end stuff to low-end stuff looks really, really good. So anyway, guys, like I said, please check out my Patreon and my last video. Would greatly appreciate the support on that, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.